Hello, Dark Readers, and welcome to the Dark Side of the Library podcast. I'm your host, Katie, and with me is my favorite and most awesome co-host, Carrie.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll try to live up to your faith in me.
I didn't want to say creepy again, because we always say creepy, but it makes sense. So today on our episode, we will be talking about kids' books that are new in January 2023. This is probably my favorite episode every single month because kids' books are hilarious, especially, quote, scary kids' books. So, Carrie, why don't you get us started with your first kids' book for today?
Well, speaking of the word creepy, my first book today is called Camp Creepy. I want to go there.
Yes.
It's part of the Sinister summer series. Kind of hard to think about it when I'm looking out the window with snow on the ground, but anyway. It comes out January 3. It's by Kiersten White. It's the third book in the middle grade series that's part Scooby-Doo, part a series of unfortunate events, and entirely genius. We are following the Sinister Winterbottoms, which is a hyphenated last name, on their most outrageous adventure yet. They find themselves at a normal summer camp. Horrors. After they left the Sanguine Spa in pursuit of Edgarnt, not Edgar, Edgarnt, the kids find themselves at a mysterious summer camp, Camp Creek. There are lake games and happy counselors, and there's even a tie-dye cabin. It's all very normal.
Yes.
But if Theo and Alexander know one thing, it's that normal doesn't always mean good. When everyone around her starts acting strange, Theo wonders if maybe the fumes from the tie-dye cabin are seeping into their brains, and she resolves to investigate what's really going on at Camp Creek. It sounds like a cute way to tempt reluctant readers into reading more often, so I give it a thumbs up, but I have not read it. It's Camp Creepy by Kiersten White.
That's awesome. My first book is the Carrefour Curse. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with that. The Carrefour Curse comes out January 31st. It is by Dianne K. Salemi. It is a mix of the Addams Family and the Westing Game. So 12-year-old Garnet regrets that she doesn't know her family. Her mother has done her best to keep it that way, living far from the rest of the magical Carrefour clan and their dark, dangerous mansion known as Crossroad House. But when Garnet finally gets summoned to the estate, it isn't quite what she had hoped for. Her relatives are strange and quarrelsome. Each room in Crossroad House is much more dilapidated than the last, and she can't keep straight which dusty hallways and cobwebbed corners are forbidden. Then Garnet learns the family secret. Their dying patriarch fights to retain his life by stealing power from others.
Well, I don't blame him.
Right.
I was getting all judgy, and I'm like, well, I would do the same thing.
I know. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah. Every accident that isn't an accident, every unexpected illness and unexplained disappearance grants Jasper Carrefour a little more time. While the Carrefour squabbles over who will inherit his role when or if he dies, Garnet encounters evidence of an even deeper curse.
Oh.
Was she brought to Crossroad House as a part of the curse, or is she meant to break it? So it's very atmospheric. It's very creepy. It's a thriller. It'll keep you on the edge of your seat. There's a lot of magical mystery, and it kind of reads like The Haunting of Hill House for preteens.
Oh, hello.
Super cool. So this is the Carrefour Curse. This is by Dianne K. Salemi.
I am beyond excited about my next book, and Katie doesn't know what it is, and she's going to freak out. So Katie and I are both aunts to many, many, many nieces and nephews and cousins.
Yes.
And we go on road trips, and you got to keep the kids busy. So I like to use search and find books, and it's a book with all these intricate pictures, and somewhere in the picture there's hidden, a soccer ball or whatever, and they have to find it. Well, now we have a Dungeons and Dragons search and find book.
Yes! Oh, this is perfect.
It's by Ulises Farinas, the illustrator. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Behold, a Search and Find Adventure. It comes out at the
Yay.
end of the month, January 31. There's a dozen intricately illustrated D&D worlds and realms, including the frozen winds of Icewind Dale, Waterdeep and the City of Splendors, Neverwinter, the Jewel of the North, and the legendary Baldur's Gate.
Oh my god.
Will you be able to discover the Dungeon Master as he guides you to the end? Well, it's not like Where's Waldo, but anyway. Or will you remain lost forever within the Forgotten Realms?
Please.
I know. So the reading age is 8 to 12 years, grade level 3 to 7, publishers HarperCollins. It's just 40 pages long. It's the new Dungeons and Dragons Search and Find Adventure by Ulises Farinas. I am going to buy one.
I am so excited for that look through. Speaking of look-throughs, you will be able to find that look-through on our Amazon Live channel and our YouTube channel, but our Amazon Live channel is amazon.com/live/darkside of the library. You can find all kinds of our books and look-throughs over there, and of course, YouTube at Darkside of the Library. That was my little spiel.
Thank you.
I'll move on. You're welcome. So my next book is called Gray Fox in the Moonlight. It's a picture book.
Aww.
It comes out January 24th. It is cute. This is by Isaac Peterson. So Gray Fox wanders alone in the forest at night. The woods are illuminated in the silvery light of the full moon and stars. She gazes around in wonder at the light in the birch grove and stops to look at her reflection in the mirror. But something calls to her in her reverie. She must return to her den by dawn to care for her kits when they wake. With simple poetry young children will love, Gray Fox in the Moonlight is a journey through a nighttime wonderland that celebrates the love between parents and children. So this isn't like a dark book, but we're in the middle of the night, in the moonlight, having a little adventure with our cute little gray fox, and we get to learn about the beauty of nature in the darkness. So this is called Gray Fox in the Moonlight. It's a picture book, so for reading ages 2 through 8, this is by Isaac Peterson.
My next book is a little golden book. And it's difficult for me to look at the cover because I have a lifetime fear of sharks. And it's called Jaws, Big Shark Little Boat.
I'm sorry.
It is a Funko Pop edition of Jaws for children. It's a book of opposites. So I'm going to try to check out the pictures. Okay. Welcome to the little town of Amity Island. People come here to swim, boat, and have fun in the sun. Today, there's a special visitor in the water, a very big great white shark. So the pictures of the people inside are illustrations of Funko Pop characters, so they have no mouths. Good, because they can't scream anyway. They're underwater being drowned. And they even spelled out the song. They typed D-A-D-U-M. Da-dum. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. So it is a little golden book, which I do collect, but this will be the one I do not add to my collection because I'm terrified of sharks. It's Jaws, Big Shark, Little Boat, and it is for kindergartners that are braver than me or aged 2 to 5 years.
I just learned something about you today. I had no idea.
Don't ever put a toy shark in my bed, please.
I will never do that unless if I'm really, really mad at you. So it's a...
I'll have to be good and be nice to you.
Oh, my next book is called Night Sky. Be the next Brian Cox in this Christmas and discover... Wait, be the next Brian Cox this Christmas and discover I don't know who Brian Cox is.
Who's Brian Cox? I'm sorry, I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel compelled to point out his last name is spelled C-O-X. It's not what you guys were thinking, dirty minds.
So this is a STEAM book, and this is more about astronomy. So what stories, mysteries, and secrets can you find in the stars? This is an illustrated tour of the night sky specifically for children ages 5 and older, probably 5 to 8 preferably. This is by Rola and illustrated by Laura Hawthorne. So Laura Hawthorne has created beautiful illustrations to take the reader on one of the most fascinating journeys that humankind has ever made, and one that is common to us all. So from ancient Egyptians building the pyramids to early Polynesian sailors crisscrossing the Pacific and astronauts traveling into space, the night sky has guided and inspired people across the world and throughout time. It's really magnificent. So now we can turn our eyes to the sky with this book. It's called Night Sky. It's a STEAM book. This is by Rola and Laura Hawthorne.
My next book is a little cutesy, but it has monsters in it, so bear with me. It's Sir Adam the Brave and the Moody Monsters. It is for kindergarten or baby to age 5 years. The author is David King. When a trio of moody monsters jeopardize the Wampy Wonder Fair and throw the kingdom into chaos, something has to be done. And fast! Enter Sir Adam the Brave. Join him on his quest to save the day and find out what's making those monsters so very moody. And I see a medieval knight on the cover, and he appears to be in a wheelchair wielding a sword. Good for him. So this is Sir Adam the Brave and the Moody Monsters. I don't know anything else about it. It's by David King.
Cute. My next book is called Sisters of the Lost Marsh. This comes out January 3rd, and it is by Lucy Strange. On a poor farm surrounded by marshlands, 6 sisters. They are named Grace, Willa, Freya, and triplets, Dee Dee, Darcy, and Dolly. They live... It's cute.
That is cute.
They live in fear of their father and the superstition that haunts him, the curse of the 6 sisters. Their beloved grandmother tries to protect them, but the future seems bleak. When the full moon fairy makes a rare visit to Hollow in the Marsh, the girls slip out to see the famous Shadow Man, an enigmatic puppeteer. Afterwards, oldest sister Grace goes missing. Following the full moon fair into the Lost Marsh, Willa will have to battle her inner doubts and the legends that have haunted her family. Can she save her sisters from one fate and outrun her own? This is a new novel by Lucy Strange, who also did The Secret of Nightingale Wood, The Ghost of Midnight Lake, and also Our Castle by the Sea. This is for reading ages 8 through 12, so mid-grade level. This is Sisters of the Lost Marsh. It is by Lucy Strange.
And next up for me is Wolf Pack. It comes out January 24 by Ido von Belkom. Don't know. I can't read the font on the page. Belkom. Belkom. Excuse me. So meanwhile, nothing gets between a wolf and its pack. Most of the time, Noble, Argus, Harlan, and Tora are like any other teenagers, prowling the halls of their high school in search of new crushes and true friendships, all while trying to keep up their grades. Except these teens are anything but ordinary. Discovered as wolf cubs in the wilderness of Redstone Forest, the pack knows that their adoptive parents are the only humans they can trust with their shape-shifting secret. So whenever the siblings want to wolf around, they race to the forest to run and relish their special bond, until the terrible day a TV crew films their shocking transformation, and Tora is captured by a scientist determined to reveal her supernatural abilities to the world. Now the brothers will do anything to get their sister back, even if it means taking their powers to a whole new level by becoming werewolves for the very first time. Something their parents warned them never to attempt. But once the teens go to the dark side, will they ever make it back to the only life they've ever known? I am in. I'm totally buying this book. Cute. It's Wolfpack by Ido van Belkom. I finally learned to say his name correctly. It comes out January 24. Thank you for listening along to this episode of The Dark Side of the Library. In our future upcoming episodes, we will be talking about dark comic books and graphic novels, perhaps in the horror or gothic genres. And then next month, February 2023, we'll be chatting about the dark adult fiction books that are coming out. You can find our Dark Bookstagram content on Instagram at Dark Side of the Library. We also post videos to YouTube. We are on Facebook at Dark Side of the Library and our Amazon Live channel. Be sure to click through the show notes to explore the books that we found, and we'll see you in the next podcast. Thanks for listening.